Good morning, I'm Dave, and today I turn 40. There are two ways to look at a birthday. Either you hate the idea of aging, or you embrace it. I always figured that if you do everything you can to make each day count, then your birthday's a celebration of a year done well. I mean, it's gonna happen whether you like it or not, so we may as well have some fun along the way. My fun has usually had something to do with travelling thousands of miles without a motor, but today my mission is simple. I'm going to try and travel 40 miles on my 40th birthday, each one using a different form of non-motorised transport.
I didn't really sleep very well last night. I was just awake, thinking about all the miles that I was actually doing. And then I looked at my dream watch and it said 8 AM and I'd done 7 miles and I was stoked. And then I woke up and I realised I hadn't done any.
1,000 miles doesn't start with a single step. It begins with an idea. It's the end of October, so at best we've got 10 hours of decent light. I love that feeling of anticipation released through the first step or stroke or turn of a pedal.
So this is transport number 1, a folding bike. Next up, just a normal bicycle with lights ahead.
This is where emptily talking about doing something starts to have meaning. An idea is nothing without decision and action, and although these days my back is an endless ache and twisted ankles take a lot longer to heal, I still love the idea of life being a big, silly experiment. It kind of takes the pressure off trying the new stuff. I've been thinking about doing this project since I was 33 and probably shouldn't have waited because now I've got an extra 7 miles to take on today.
Before Dave went to hospital, I tipped him over.
Let's do this. Let's bed. If I feel wobbly,
Adventures of all sizes have shaped most of my adult life. Another year comes around fast, and 40 feels like a milestone. It's one of those ages that's so hard to imagine reaching when you're a kid. And honestly, I don't look in the mirror now and think, oh, you look 40. And maybe that's a bit dangerous because my mind thinks it's younger than its body. And I guess if we look at it like that, adventure should be a celebration of where thoughts can take us. I feel like I mostly wasted my first 25 years. But after that, it was like a switch flicked. I was done with normal, with sitting behind a desk when I didn't want to, 10 hours a day living under somebody else's rules, doubts and pressures, and conversation based around tales from last night's TV. I craved my own story, and to write it with my choices. This is where saying yes more came in. It encouraged trying new things, and that attitude change made life brighter. Opportunities and far-off dreams seemed more possible, and suddenly one little leap into the unknown didn't mean falling, it meant flying. It's all feeling pretty good by the end of mile 10, and I'm realising that this one day, revolving around a weird and fun challenge, is becoming a microcosm of my adult life. And as with all months, years, and adventures, it's not all easy. Sometimes you've just got to dig in and know that at some point the struggle will come to an end. There's always another wall to climb, an unexpected curveball, or a bad decision that will take some time to sort out. And in this case, the bad decision was deciding to travel 1 mile on a pair of wooden stilts. If you could walk 10 meters on stilts, you can travel a mile on them, which is true. I just didn't realize that particular mile takes so long.
Big occasion?
40.
Sitting still leads to rust, and rust is to be avoided at all costs. Movement is the key behind all the important stuff. Self-confidence, physical and mental health, good deep friendships, peace of mind, and perspective.
I feel great. I feel brilliant. I love these miles.
When finishing feels a heartbreaking distance away, don't think about it. Give someone a hug, keep moving, focus on the other stuff, and next time you look, the end will be just that little bit closer.
Okay, let's do this.
Unless, like this bit, you realise it's just not going to be part of the tale. Not today.
I don't think I'd be able to do anything else if I carried on.
Every new adventure is a lesson. Every weird form of transport bulges a new muscle. The stranger the idea, however difficult or slow, the better the story. And isn't that the heart of life, really? Stories. They help us remember and learn, they entertain and horrify. And usually they're harder to live than to tell. But ultimately, stories would be pointless if nobody else was around. And this story is all about the people. I've always loved travelling slowly on a weird icebreaker. It's such a cool way to make friends fast, being right in the middle of an unravelling story that pushes other people to ask, what are you doing? As this 40th birthday draws on, more and more friends arrive. And whether I'm on my way around the track or the lake, I know at the end of the mile there will be more hugs, more cheers, more smiles, more incentive to carry on. Over the years, I've somehow managed to travel over 1,000 miles on 15 different types of non-motorised transport. On 11 of those journeys, the first time I tried the thing was on the day or the day before the adventure began.
This is where all your training pays off.
The laptop is sitting. Sorry. All those hours thinking, I should go to the gym.
It's kind of liberating not having to be an athlete or an expert to begin something new. Fire, aim, and then if you're lucky, you'll be ready at some point. I've spent a lot of birthdays alone, out paddling down a remote river or riding something strange down a long road. But even when I'm travelling solo, people are everywhere.
Can you do 1,000 miles on one of these?
Yeah.
Where should we go?
Popping up with a smile, a beer, a meal. Thoughts of friends far away or long gone, always swimming around my head. Today is special because my friends turned up on a drizzly Friday. They should have been working. They laughed and clapped, tried all kinds of new things. They're the type of people who are cheerleaders for everyone they meet. They're also feeders. They pull and push and balance and support, keep us going when we're struggling. And they stick around even when the sense of humour fails. Some miles were fun and others tough, but the hardest work was done before we even started. Friends all over were rooting through their garages and scouring eBay for all sorts of random craft. And then they drove everything here in the back of their vehicles. And every few miles, just when I needed a rest, there was a wheelbarrow or shopping trolley or camping cart to lounge in while someone else took the strain.
That's 39. This is amazing. Guys, thank you so much. This has totally been my best birthday ever. I'm so glad we did this.
There's a moment at like mile 20 where you were not feeling that.
Yeah. I'm feeling like I shouldn't have YouTubed stretcher fails the other day. The amount of arse in injured person's face is ridiculous.
Amazing, amazing. Right, we're
Not yours.
How you feeling, Dave?
Like there's 1 mile to go. Come on.
This one was for ideas that you just can't shake off.
This is awesome.
video. We love you, Dave. 3, 2, 1. We love you, Dave.
The adventure itself isn't important. Instead, with one more candle to extinguish, my silly, aching body is joined by the things that really count. The lessons learned, the stories collected, and the friends I met along the way.